Hello everyone. In our previous video, we already seen what is class, what is object. So now we all know a class is an user-defined data type which has a collection of data members and methods. Plus one more thing we need to consider while seeing the program of class and object is when we write a class, the memory will not get allocated for that particular class. But when we create the object of that particular class, the memory for that particular class will get allocated. Okay, so to understand this concept, let's see one simple example. First, I imported a package java.util because I want to use a scanner class of it. Then there is a class. The name of the class is rectangle. We all know class is a user-defined data type, so its name can be anything. It has the data members as well as it has the methods. So my rectangle class has two data members. The first one is length and the second one is breadth. So it has two data members, length and breadth. The class has data members as well as methods. So this particular class has two methods. The first one is accept method. We can see accept method is basically used to accept the length and breadth. So inside the accept method, I accepted length as well as breadth. The length value will get stored inside the length data member. The breadth value will get stored inside the breadth data member. There is one more method. Apart from accept, there is one more method of a class that is called as area. So inside the area method, I calculate the area of a rectangle by calculating length into breadth and storing the answer inside a variable that is a. Next, I display the area as the value of a. So here the area method will get completed and here I completed my class. So this particular class is having two data members, length and breadth. It has two methods. The first one is accept and the second one is area. There is one more class. The name of the class obviously can be anything. I kept the name of the class as CO. Okay, inside a class CO, I wrote a method main method. Okay, it's all depend on you. If you want a main method to be written in a same class, you can write it. If you want आप main method को कोई दूसरे class के अंदर भी लिख सकते हैं, it's okay. So main method I wrote in a separate class. The name of the class is CO. Inside a main method, I created the object of class rectangle. So name of the object again can be anything. So here the name of the object is R1. For that I need to write rectangle R1 is equal to new rectangle. We all know the syntax of creating the object. So using the same syntax, I created the object R1 for the class rectangle. As I already told, as soon as I create the object R1, the memory for that particular class will get allocated. So when I create R1 over here, the memory of that particular class will get created and that particular memory block has a two field because the rectangle class has two data members, length and breadth. So when I create object, it will create a memory block with two fields, length and breadth. Obviously, if I want or if I need to specify clearly, the first block is called R1 length and the second block is called R1 breadth. Next, using that object, I call the method accept. So as soon as I call the method accept, it will call the method accept and it will accept length and breadth. But whose length, whose breadth? R1 length and R1 breadth, because I called accept method using R1. I write na R1 dot accept. Hence I can say the invoking object is R1. So it accept length and breadth for R1. Next I wrote R1 dot area. Again the area method will get called. But area method will get called for whom? The answer is for R1. So inside that length into breadth will get calculated. But whose length? Whose breadth? R1 length, R1 breadth, because R1 is the invoking object. And same procedure I repeated for my second object. So when I write rectangle R2 is equal to new rectangle, you can see I created a new object whose name is R2. So when I create R2 object, again a new memory block will get created with same two field, length and breadth. because the rectangle class has two data members, length and breadth. So when I write r2.accept, again it will call the accept method, and length and breadth will get accepted, but for whom? R1, no. Length and breadth will get accepted for R2. Why R2? Because R2 dot accept लिखा है. It means R2 is the invoking object. Same. If I write R2 dot area, the area method will get called. It will get executed. It perform length into breadth. But whose length? Whose breadth? R2 length, R2 breadth. Why? Because R2 dot area I write, and R2 is the invoking object. So that is a simple program of using class and object. So in this particular program, you can see I created a class rectangle, and for using that class, I created its object. I created two objects, R1, R2. So it will form two memory blocks, one for R1, one for R2. To see its execution, let's execute the code. The name of the file is same as that of the class name, where main method gets stored. So here main method is not stored in rectangle, main method is stored in co, right? Hence the name of the file should be co.java. So co.java is also present in the same folder. So my folder name is programs. You can see there is a file co, and it is a Java file, right? Let's compile that file. To compile that file, I need to write javac space co.java, right? So when I press enter, okay, the program the file get compiled. So now let's execute the file. For that I need to write java co. When I press enter, it is asking me length and breadth, but we all know it is the accept method for R1. So when I write 10 space 20, 10 gets stored in R1 ka length, 20 gets stored in R1 ka breadth. Hence it will display area is equal to 200, but for R1. It again asking me length and breadth. I guess now this time it asking me length and breadth for R2, right? Because now it executing a method of accept for R2. So suppose I enter 30 as length and 40 as a breadth. When I press enter, it will display area is equal to 1200. That is the area for R2. So that is how we can see, or we can write the simple program for class and object. Similarly, you can try different program where you can create more than two objects. Suppose, just think on it, I want to create 10 objects. Do you think it is actually feasible to create 10 objects? No, na? So if I create, or if I want to create more and more objects, obviously I need to take the help of concept called as arrays. Okay, so that is a task for you. Just think on it, just do some kind of research how to perform different operation on a class with 10 or 20 objects using array, specifically using array of objects.